Big hairy mustache, big hairy mustache, big
Red
hairy
leather,
mustache.
yellow leather, red.
We're live.
Oh, hi guys.
Well, hey guys, welcome to Critically Awesome. My name is Trent.
And I'm, of course, Garrett.
And do we have a pretty awesome show for you guys this afternoon?
Especially since it's been on hiatus for like almost a whole month.
Oh, that freaked me out. I had the volume still on my and so the only thing I hear is, "Hey, you want to go mountain biking?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" And it's an ad that's playing before our podcast, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, Garrett, are you saying that? Do you want to go? You're in Kansas City. I'm in Hollister. I don't think we can really go mountain biking."
Guys.
Mountain biking sounds like a lot of fun, though.
Is that the last time Prime on your shirt?
It is. It says change into a truck.
Nice.
See that?
Mine's Shaun of the Dead.
Is that what came in the loot crate, or have you already gotten it yet?
I already got it, but
Don't
this is actually this is my it's pretty good loot crate actually. But this is you like the shirt, I think, maybe. But this is for that extra one I get, the extra apparel T-shirt one.
What is this one's theme? I forgot.
It is, I think, horror.
How dare you?
You're a whore.
You're a whore.
Yeah, it's horror. It's horror. See? It's the booklet.
Yeah, but potential spoiler alert.
It's not potential spoilers.
Oh, hey, I take Loot Crate just about as seriously as I take The Walking Dead. Thank you. Speaking of which, we'll talk more about that in a little bit. If you are a Walking Dead fan, though, we're also here to help you grieve and help you get through this troubling time in Walking Dead history. It is a very dark and emotional time period for other Walking Dead fans as myself. I cried for a good hour last night. I watched The Talking Dead, and then just seeing Jeffrey Dean Morgan go on to The Talking Dead, I vomited. He repulsed me that bad. Actually, I'm just kidding. I was sick, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan is actually the perfect character choice for him. He's a good villain. He's the guy you love to hate. He's just such a good-looking guy.
He's kind of like that same way in Watchmen too, The Night Watchman.
He is.
He's kind of like that. Kind of like that kind of guy who he'll get things done, but he'll do it by his way.
So, if you have any comments that you would like us to talk about,
I'm surprised you didn't put polls at all up on our video.
Polls. We'll have our viewers actually talk to us. Hopefully, in the comments. You can chat with us live. All you got to do is just type in a little question. We'll answer it for you live. We'll be more than happy to answer it for you. Anything Walking Dead related or trailer related, we'll be more than happy to talk to you about. Or if you have any other kind of nerdy questions that you have just dying to know that I might know in my vast knowledge of nothingness, then we'll be more than happy to.
It's a lot of nothing.
There's a lot of nothing. I know a lot of stuff that I should not know. Like, it's kind of crazy. So Garrett, he knows a lot of nothings that he doesn't need to know either.
Yeah, I have a lot of useless information up in this.
That's the word. That's the exact word that I was looking for. Useless information. Instead of nothingness, I was using useless information.
Non-useful information.
But that's pretty non-essential information logged into my cerebral cortex of my brain. Is that?
Did it hurt you? Did it hurt your brain to say that? Because
I was kind of curious on if anybody knows where memory or like information is stored. Is that in the cerebral cortex, or is that in the frontal lobe?
That's the frontal lobe, I do believe. That's why if you get hit in the head, you can.
We'll just ask Dr. Strange. He can tell us.
Yeah, but I do think it's the frontal lobe.
Wouldn't that be crazy if just some sort of weird-ass portal came through my window and said, "It is the frontal lobe," and then Doctor Strange. Speaking of Doctor Strange, who is not excited for that movie?
I'm excited. I can't wait.
I don't know. I've never.
You're basing it off of the cartoons, though.
Yeah, I know. And some of the stuff that I've read is just kind of boring. I mean, I'm gonna wait for your post-movie review on it.
Okay. I don't know. I like it though because it's a different realm of superheroes.
It is. It's gonna tap into the multiverse, and that's one reason why I'm kind of looking forward to watching it.
And I mean, you have
Because
magic. You actually have magic
and
instead of just mutants. You know, he's not a mutant.
yeah, but
He's it's magic. It's something that cannot be explained.
what it looks like to me is what happens when you take acid and look at New York City through a kaleidoscope. That's the only thing I got from the trailers.
I don't know. I kind of can't wait for it. I hope it's gonna be really good. I mean, I kind of wish it was more, not Doctor Strange. I wish it was more of Doctor Fate. That'd been pretty cool. That's DC's version of Doctor Strange.
I see. No.
Someone has to wear a helmet that has.
Oh, yes,
Fate
I know exactly who you're talking about now.
You
Yeah.
probably just didn't know his name, but yeah, if you remember from
The
what's it called,
cartoon.
Young Justice, yeah, Doctor Fate.
Yeah, that would be even more cool. I was going to say the only thing about the multiverse that I know in the DC universe is the Flash. Right now,
Yeah, I've been. I mean, we've been. Well, speaking of which, what have you been watching this past?
I have been watching a lot of the CW stuff on Netflix because they overloaded us with stuff and they didn't give us enough time to sit there and watch it. And no, they were just like, "Hey, here's Flash one day, Arrow the next day, have fun." Oh, and guess what? 2 days later, we're going to go ahead and put on DC's Legends of Tomorrow for you too. I'm in the middle of Arrow. And
yeah, we're sorry.
so I'm trying to record the current episodes that are playing right now, so I don't have to wait for another year to watch any of the Flash. I'm already caught up completely on Supergirl, so except for tonight. I'll be watching that after tonight's podcast is Supergirl. I'm more caught up on that than anything else. And I kind of regret getting caught up on Supergirl because there was a spoiler for Arrow in that I still haven't even caught up to, and I'm not going to mention that right now because I don't know how far along you are.
I haven't even started the new season of Arrow.
I mean, they're on Netflix or on the actual new season because they're
Netflix season.
Okay. Yeah. So, the one super that I cannot stand on Arrow is the Black Canary because she goes and she just screams and it's just she's got a derp face and it's like she's kind of like the comedy part of it for me. She screams.
Now, are we talking about Sarah or are we talking about Laurel?
Laurel.
Okay, because they made it where there's 2 Black Canaries, and yeah.
Yeah, and so no more spoilers. I won't spoil the.
Which
we should make a drinking game from this show. How many times drink every time somebody says spoiler or spoiler alert or spoil? Because if you'd be messed up by the end of this little section right here. And you take a drink, but
nice.
You know the reference. I know you do.
I'm still pissed off about it. We already established this, didn't we not? I think last podcast or the podcast before that. What else have you been watching? Just that? Just Arrow and...
Arrow, Walking Dead, Supergirl, Flash. Got to turn the phone on silent so that in case somebody tries to call me for some god-awful reason, which perfect timing for turning it on silent because my mom literally just texted me. And the thing, if I wouldn't have turned it on silent, you would have heard, "I'm old Greg."
I'm old Greg.
All right. Whoops. That's something I needed to do a long time ago. My mom cannot text to save her life. And Mom, if you're watching, I love you. Anyways, Flash, Arrow, Supergirl. I haven't started DC's Legends of Tomorrow. I've been watching Family Guy, Bob's Burgers. We watched Mission Impossible 3 today. Master and Commander. Master and Commander, not the porn spinoff of that I don't know anything. I think they did something like that on Family Guy where they made fun of it, or was it The Simpsons, the Masturbator and Commander?
Probably Family Guy, but
It was Family Guy. He's like, just a minute. I'll be out in a minute. Sir, I'll be out. Just hang on. Hang on. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to think of something. I just totally lost my train of thought with
Well,
you
you
talking.
whistling and it worried me a little bit. Hello, Allie Jones. How are you? We're doing good. Glad to see you. Glad
Hi,
you're watching.
Allie. Okay, thanks for being the constant viewer that we have every podcast. We definitely love that.
Like we said earlier, now that we have 4 viewers, we're up to our maximum amount of viewers. Somebody's going to have to either die or click exit before we get to 5.
Get bashed by Lucille.
Can we not go down that dark road right now? Hey, I'm trying to emotionally prepare myself. I haven't even gotten through my weekly update yet. Sorry, my wife just asked me if she wanted me to bring any good. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be food.
Oh, wait, tissues?
Want me to bring you any good food, stupid phone. Autocorrect, I love it. No. Anyways, now that we have 4 viewers, I'm going to repeat what I said a little earlier. If you have any questions for The Walking Dead, shoot them in the comments below. Or if you have any other kind of questions at all with comic books, any of the trailers that just came out recently, we're going to be happy to answer them for you. If you have any questions about Infinity War and what to expect from that, we'll be more than happy.
I wonder what they're going to call that movie, because they've changed up the title for that. It's not going to be Infinity Wars.
The first one is going to be Infinity Wars, but it's not. It's going to be split up in 2 different parts, but it's not Infinity Wars Part 1, Part 2. It's like
that's what it was. Yeah, it was going to be like Infinity Wars something, and it's going to be Infinity Wars something else.
Maybe. Yeah, probably. It's going to be like Star Wars: A New Hope, Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, and Star Wars: The Return of the Jedi.
I was going to slap you.
And except for The Force Awakens and possibly Rogue One, all the other ones are irrelevant.
The only prequels that are relevant is probably Revenge of the Sith. That's it. That's the closest one. That's the one that's like kind of in like your blind side here. You like kind of notice it, but no.
No. So it didn't have Jar Jar. Take that back. It did have Jar Jar Binks. It did, but he was walking with a sad face. Little do we know. He is the Phantom Menace.
Supreme Leader Snoke.
You bring Kylo Ren
to Misa.
Misa finishes training. And enough.
Okay. Anyways, do you have anything else? Do you have anything else on your updates?
I've been drinking a lot of water.
That's boring.
Is that a weekly update or no? No. Okay, what have you been watching, my friend?
All right. Well,
I might remember some things here and there. I'm not going to promise, but I might remember.
Let's see. We finished iZombie. If any of the viewers watched iZombie or like that, it's a really good show. It was an awesome ending to season 2. I can't wait for the next season to come out.
I found a duck.
Nice.
It's got a little cowboy hat and pigtails.
I've been watching Supergirl as well. Been watching Flash. It's getting pretty good. We just found out who Zoom is. That's how far I am.
That's how far you are? Wow. Dude, shit's about to get really real for you.
I was saying, isn't that far enough, I guess?
You're just... Remember our last podcast, Down the Rabbit Hole? Oh, yeah. You're just at the very top of it right now.
I like Zoom. Zoom's pretty cool of a villain.
No Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but he's good.
Let's see here. And then. What else has I been watching?
We actually probably only
Naruto.
have 2 viewers right now.
Um,
I don't think. I think it counts.
oh,
As
I went and watched Young Frankenstein when it on the theaters back a couple weeks ago.
I'm totally peanut butter and jelly right now.
Right after it was like the 5th, I think, of October. It was really cool because the Mel Brooks did like a 20-minute intro. They had like a recording of before the movie of Mel Brooks. He kind of went through and talked a bit about the movie and producing it and all that, and it's pretty cool. It was really cool too because like usually when you go to the movies, I mean, most time you go, people go there and have the same taste in it. Sometimes they don't, but this movie everyone has seen probably dozens, if not 2 dozen times or more. So it's
Been
something.
watched the movie exactly 24 times.
Whatever.
Or is it a baker's dozen?
It's a baker's double dozen.
So like 66.
Anyways, so but it was really cool because like you got to be around people that really enjoy this movie. It's really different. Let's see. Then yesterday I went to go watch Chiefs and Saints play. I sent you pictures. I know
you sent me pictures in the middle of work, and then I had to listen to my boss say, "Ooh, the Chiefs beat the Saints. Man, we put a stomping on them today." I mean, I'm not one to say anything, but I am a Saints fan, but I'm also a Chiefs fan, so I wasn't happy and I wasn't mad. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
They kept him down because usually he scores like more than 30 points a game.
The Chiefs may have won the battle, but the Saints still won the war because Drew Brees became a bigger legend in the football universe. Just saying. We're probably going to lose viewers because we're talking sports. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, well, it's pulp culture.
Not Pulp Fiction. It's a better movie.
What else have I? Did I watch anything else? I can't think of anything.
What is a baker's double dozen?
It's like 28. Because a baker's dozen 13. So, or 26.
How much is in a baker's double dozen? You know what? Forget it. I don't want to see Krispy Kreme food prices. That doesn't help me at all. Anyways, continue on. I'll stop interrupting you.
You won't.
Wrong. Sorry, I thought I'd bring in some politics.
Oh, I finished Luke Cage. I don't know. Did you watch any of that at all?
I didn't finish it. I got bored.
Yeah, bored.
That's what I said.
That's what I've heard. I heard that this is one of probably the worst of the Marvel ones. But I think once he actually becomes part of the Defenders, it'll get better with him, just like how he was in Jessica Jones. Let's see. I watched
half of what he says, because it's based in Harlem, and so you're going to have a more African American vibe to it. So I know that this is Marvel trying to reach out to that specific group of people.
Yeah.
And just like with Jessica Jones, they were trying to reach out to the ladies who have been a part of domestic abuse or drug abuse and alcoholism and stuff like that. Trying to show the darker side of Marvel. I've been trying to get into it. Every time I look at it on Netflix, I'm like, I'd rather watch Star Trek Voyager. Or I'd rather watch Arrow, because I'm trying to broaden my horizons and not just be stuck on Marvel. But recently I've been more stuck on DC.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked it. It was different compared to Jessica Jones and Daredevil. But I mean, and I watched a couple episodes of The Ranch.
And what's disappointing though is Luke Cage was one of my favorite. I was hyping this one up, like I was getting really hyped for it because Luke Cage is one of my favorite comic book heroes, because he's somebody that nobody really knows about, and he's like really strong, and is basically like the Superman of Marvel, but without like actual superpowers besides just being really strong and having unbreakable skin.
To a point.
Yeah.
And I watched like the first like episode of Power Rangers, the original Power Rangers.
I don't think I could stoop that low to watch Power Rangers again. That's
Dude,
one part of the
I
movies that
forgot
don't
how
want to
I forgot how cheesy it was. and
Wow.
and then this is me like thinking, okay, they're dinosaurs, right? Is like what their Zorgs are. Okay. So you got a T-Rex, you got a pterodactyl, and you got a Triceratops, right? And then you got a saber-toothed tiger and a mastodon, which are not dinosaurs, by the way. It's crazy to think that way, where you didn't really catch that when you were a kid, and now it's like, oh, it doesn't make any sense why they're dinosaurs.
Well, it could be worse. They could have had like all those and then like a cow.
A cow.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Mm. Yeah, you're not a part of the team anymore. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Just because I'm a cow. Yeah. Or it could have been a duck.
Yeah,
Mighty
that's
Morphin
true.
Power Rangers. Quack.
Quack quack.
I have the wings of the freaking big robot that we transform into. That could never defeat Optimus. Oh, actually, no. With how much Michael Bay made Optimus Prime into a little bitch, he'd probably beat him too. Michael Bay. All right. So, I don't see any questions regarding The Walking Dead.
Not yet, at least, but
News. Do we have any news?
we can do our box office reviews of this past weekend. 3 movies came out this weekend: Boo, Amendia, Halloween, Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, Ouija, Origin of Evil. That was some of the new ones that came out. Keeping Up with the Joneses as well. Number 5 was The Girl on the Train, which came out 3 weeks ago, actually. Number 4 was The Accountant, which had Ben Affleck in it. That came out last weekend. And then, of course, you had Ouija, the Origin of Evil. And then number 2 was Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. And then the number 1 was, of course, Boo, A Mendia, Halloween. That made a little over $28.5 million. I'm surprised it actually came in first. Really nothing coming out this week as far as movies that I would like to see, except for maybe Inferno, which is the next sequence of events going from Dane Brown's books of the Da Vinci Code and all that, which has Tom Hanks in it and everything. I always like these kind of movies, so I don't know. I don't know if I'll go see it or not, but it's like 25% rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, though.
So is Batman v Superman.
It was a little higher.
26.
Yeah, something like that. 27.
Yeah. That's still. Yeah, I'm still mad about that. I'm holding a grudge on Rotten Tomatoes over that. Even Suicide Squad. They even gave Suicide Squad a bad. Is it out on DVD yet? Because I know that they're going to be like releasing all of Jared Leto's Joker film on that, and I'm like more excited to see of that than watching Slipknot die like 10 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when it actually comes out on DVD. I have not looked.
Speaking of Jared Leto, the 30 Seconds to Mars is releasing a new album soon.
Oh yeah?
Oh, they're working on it. Yeah, pretty excited for it. I mean, really hope that it's as good as what Blink 182's. And we start talking about music and we lose 2 viewers. But anyways, I'm wearing the pants you bought me.
Oh really?
Pajama.
The December 13th is when it comes out.
That's disappointing. Oh boy. So, we don't really have any news, do we?
No, not really. I mean, I didn't really look much up any of news besides our trailers that came out this week or this past couple weeks since we've been
So yeah, we were on
gone.
the topic of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and start with that one. What does it seem like to you? Does it seem like they're trying to make them into like these crystals make them super powered? Like I don't remember anything about Power
okay,
Rangers.
so like that's the thing. Like I watched the first episode of the original Power Rangers, right? I only watched one because I really can't get into that much.
Your brain cells couldn't handle that much stupid at one time.
But what it is, it gives them the powers of these of something. So like that, essentially, they're actually going to be more superpowered because there's going to be a lot more action in this movie than like in the cartoon and in TV series. Of course,
so they're trying to make Power Rangers cool again.
I think it looks like a good movie. To be honest, I'm excited for it. I don't know about you. I mean,
well, it's got Elizabeth Banks and Bryan Cranston in it, so I'm kind of excited for just that part right there.
I'm interested. I like the suits. The suits look awesome. I think
they kind of remind me of Venom and Carnage's. Like they're like ambient or like they just form around you or something like that.
Yeah.
It reminds me too much of like Venom or Carnage, and I'm just like, really? Are we really going with that?
Well, it's supposed to be kind of like almost like a living organism, I guess, in a way.
Venom or Carnage.
But I'm excited for it though. But I'm more interested to see how they do like the Zorgs and all that, the robots. It's going to be like Transformer style. I don't, or maybe more like Pacific Rim style, which I would enjoy more than Transformers style. How about you?
Here's an idea for them though. They could do it like Power Rangers style.
What do you mean?
To where they don't like just have their own unique thing. To where like instead of transforming into something which they are the Mighty Morphing Power Rangers, they could like, morph up, or maybe it'll be like Voltron, the cartoon series Voltron, to where they all get together like they do in Power Rangers. And like,
they're gonna be doing that, yeah. But I'm interested to see what their robots look like in that style. What kind of animation, what kind of CG are they gonna go with? Is what I'm kind of saying.
I think they're gonna go with something sleek and something like not bulky and not squared up and stuff like that. It's gonna be sleek. It's gonna be sharp edges, and I think they're gonna try to do something like that because everyone's seen squared, everyone's seen bulky and boxy with the Transformers, and then with Pacific Rim. So I think a good direction they should go is something sleek, something shiny, and then yes, it does get scratched up, but you've got something new here. You got something that instead of like transforming, making all these big, loud, clinging noises, they can morph up, and or change into something different. They have the possibility of making a huge franchise out of this if they do it the right way.
You can almost go forever on this because there's quite a bit of. Because I mean, you still have to add a couple more Power Rangers to the lineup too. I mean, you had the white Power Ranger, the green and then the white, which are the same guy, but you add that into the movie as well. So, that could be the sequel. Who knows? Because I mean, there was that movie, that Power Ranger movie too.
Yeah, and the Green Power Ranger goes around to every single Comic-Con in the world, trying to get every bit of fame he has from that show.
Yeah, because he was like one of the most popular characters.
Yeah, he's like the guy who graduated from high school who still thinks that he's cool. Yeah, I scored that game-winning touchdown in 1988. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Power Rangers? Yeah, I was part of that too. Power Rangers. You know that? Oh, yeah, that was me. I was the green Power Ranger. Yeah, ladies. Line starts right here, actually. So. No, this is not the line to see Daryl. That's down the hall. Do you not see the line? There's a wet floor sign over there too.
That went a little too far, Trenton. I think you.
There's a wet floor sign.
Oh dear God. Oh man.
I still battle from crippling depression because of that show. Where are the rest of the Power Rangers? The pink Power Ranger, that was me the entire time. I was all of the Power Rangers. You don't even know. She asked me if I wanted food, and I said yes like 10 minutes ago. Where's she at? God.
No, I think it will be a good movie. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with it, to be honest.
Yeah. Rogue One comes out next month. That's
No, you have another month. You have 1 month away almost. It's in December. Yeah. Come on.
I forgot. We're only in October.
Yeah, we're almost at the end of October though. This is the last week of October.
Broketober. October.
I don't. Let's see what else are we on. What other trailers came out while we were gone? Logan.
Yeah, I watched that one right before this podcast twice. The music for that trailer was good for.
It was definitely a perfect fit.
Yeah, unlike the first Assassin's Creed trailer where they used the shit music from Kanye West.
Which we'll talk about that a little later too.
Oh crap! I forgot to watch that one.
Oh, it has better music at least. A little bit.
Oh wait, no, I did watch it. It's been a while and I don't remember anything from it. I just remember the music. I was like, oh my god, this is better. But I don't know. I think it's yes, it's gonna be a darker, grittier tone, and it's gonna have more violence, and it's got the rated R.
It's gonna be a lot different compared to the rest of the X-Men. Like it doesn't even look like an X-Men movie, or even a Wolverine movie. You know, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really different, which is good. You know, because I mean, we've been used to seeing X-Men for the past decade or more. You know, and so I think it's gonna be a good change. I think to end Hugh Jackman being, Wolverine.
I'm kind of glad that we're not going to have, well, I don't know how I'm going to put this without offending the rest of the world. I don't know. I think that this is a good close because I'm not the biggest X-Men fan. I'm really not. I don't like it. I'm tired. It's kind of overplayed for me. Wolverine has been overplayed for me. I've seen 2 shit movies about Wolverine, and I'm not going to take that lightly. Those movies were jack shit. They were utter shit. They were just disgusting, and left a bad taste in my mouth after I watched them. I mean, Wolverine Origins, they had their version of Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds, yes, he did play it, but even he was like, "Oh, that was terrible." And then the other Wolverine movie where he was like in like Japan or some shit like that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he was. Yeah.
And then he went to Canada because, well, Wolverine's Canadian. Maybe that's why I don't like Wolverine so much. He's Canadian.
Well, so is Ryan Reynolds.
Shut up.
Wolverine's like Canadian? How do you get that?
Wolverine is from Canada.
He went to Canada?
No, he's actually from Canada.
Hugh Jackman or Wolverine?
Wolverine, his character, Logan, is from Canada. That's why he went to Canada, to get away from the BS of the U.S. and to hide away so he could play lumberjack for a while. He didn't even really need an axe. He just needed to go. Shing! Oh wait, that's before he had his.
That was before he had adamantium. Yeah, that was before that.
Plus, those little bone claws were disgusting. Like, didn't you think so? Like,
no, I think that was awesome.
They were gross. Ugh.
I think
and
that's
then they
awesome.
broke off. Like they broke off, and then the cool part was that he could regenerate them, but
it would take quite a bit of while, though.
Yeah, but still. And then Sabretooth. Oh my god, that was just I've got really long fingernails because I haven't trimmed my nails in quite a while, Governor. I know he's not actually British, but, you know. You want to see what my mutant power is? I can grow my fingernails like a motherfucker.
Oh, he had the same powers as Wolverine, too.
Plus, I've got these awesome mutton chops. I look like Martin Van Buren. Kudos to you if you know who Martin Van Buren is and you're not Garrett or Trent. Wait, Garrett, do you know who Martin Van Buren is?
I think so. I can't think of it right now.
Martin Van Buren is a U.S. president.
Oh, yeah, I know he is. I know who you're talking about.
With some sweet mutton chops.
Got the, pre-Civil War mutton chops going.
I look like a Civil War general.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, and then another thing.
I did
this
enjoy
Logan movie does not line up anything with what they've had before at all. Like,
this is
Logan
the future.
and them have been fighting and doing all this other BS since before the Civil War, and he hasn't aged one bit. Now all of a sudden he looks like the side of a barn and like wrinkles and like.
Do you not remember what happened in the last movie?
No.
Okay, so in the last movie he actually lost his powers, and so he actually lost powers where he could actually not heal. And so now he's partially still Wolverine, and so he can still heal, but he doesn't heal as quick as he used to. And so that's why he's all beat up like that. And Old Man Logan actually kills all of the X-Men.
I don't know.
This is way in the future right now. Like, this is, like, as you can tell if you guys ever seen the trailer, as you can tell, it's almost like a post-apocalyptic kind of wasteland because everything is gone. Like, all the scenes you see in the trailer, it's all like desert. I mean, and so it's kind of it's way in the future. So it's not going to connect anything because most of the X-Men movies that have come out now have been back in the 70s style. So nothing new X-Men have came out besides the new Wolverine. That's it. Everything else has been like a prequel kind of thing. But and then he's just all beat up because he's probably lost his powers several times. But it's just kind of one of those things where he's getting older. He's been alive for quite a long time. Sooner or later he's gonna run out. There's a chance of that. You never know what would happen.
Yeah. You think I wonder how many prosthetics, like fake stuff, they had to put on Patrick Stewart to make him look that old.
Yeah, because he doesn't actually look that old.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart is like 200 years old, and he looks like he's 30.
He's actually a Benjamin Button going on. He ages backwards.
That'd be weird. Kind of like Chuck Norris.
Speaking of which, this is also Patrick Stewart's last movie of being Professor Charles Xavier. Mm-hmm. So, I think it's gonna be a really good movie, and it's gonna be rated R, so you get to see a little more gore with X-Men, with Wolverine, which is something you really want to see because Wolverine he doesn't really follow the same rules as most of the X-Men. He will do anything that he needs to do to get it done, essentially. If he's left to his own devices, essentially, So,
I'm just glad Fox finally grew a set of balls and decided to do a rated R movie. That's a superhero. Who knows? Maybe Marvel might follow suit.
They won't. It's Disney. It's owned by Disney.
Well, Disney has had rated R movies.
Name one.
Hang on, I'll tell you. I can't name it off the top of my head.
They have never released a rated R movie. Yeah, that they have. It says it would appear that Walt Disney Pictures has not released a film received an R rating from the MPP or MPAA. The company has however, produced and distributed several PG-13 films, including the Pirates of the Caribbean films and Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. Most of the movies they produce are PG and PG-13. So, what are you doing, Trenton? Are you still there, Trenton?
Yeah, sorry. I thought I was reading something again. I guess I wasn't. Shunt Pictures is owned by Disney, so shut up.
But I don't know.
By technicality, Disney owns a lot of different studios that have released.
Disney itself
rated R
has not.
Disney has its name slapped on all those studios, so boom.
No, I just looked it up.
Fucking winning.
No.
Anyways, I think now would be a good time to move on to Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
Hold that for me, bud. I want to know what your thoughts are.
I'm really excited about this movie. I hope it's going to be a good one. I definitely going to go see this when it comes out. It looks really awesome, especially some of the stuff I've been reading about it, and like how the director is wanting the free fall to be like a real free fall, where it's 125 feet. Like the stuntman he falls 125 feet.
I saw that. Actually,
and that's awesome. Like they kind of stepped it up. They went from like 50 feet to like 90 feet to 120, 125 feet, and the stuntman actually like free fall. It's like the largest like stuntman free fall in like 35 years, and it's awesome that they're wanting to do that to where it looks as realistic as it can be for that type of movie. I'm really excited for this movie. The only thing, like I hear a lot of people, only thing I can hear about on this movie would be that if there's not enough in the past kind of scenes, like if it needs to be mostly him being
in the
like they're more worried about that there will be a lot of back and forth scenes. They're wanting more of.
I'm actually kind of excited. If you remember right, I had criticisms about the Animus that they had.
So it's different. It's a lot different than compared to the video or the video game. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, well, in the video game, you lay down in a bed, and this little screen goes over you, and you basically you fall asleep, and then you relive all those things, and it's kind of like Matrix style because I think they like put something in the back of your head, or I don't even know what they do.
No, I think it flashes lights in front of you, and so it activates the memories or whatever. But I really like this one though because it's like it is Matrix style, but you're actually moving because they plug you in.
You get to you get into that little thing, you get all wired up and stuff, and stickers on your head and stuff, and you're like. It's showing you all the things that you do, which seems a little counterproductive, but I guess, you're actually living what the past person, the guy that's living.
Your ancestor. Yeah, your ancestor. Whatever your ancestor does, it's like you're doing it as well in the present.
Now, do you think that when they fall off, do those little free falls, that they'll like put in like a little cart of hay or a little pile of hay? That is
like they'll actually like land in a thing of hay like they do in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they land off of those jumps like that in the movie. But it looks like too. I don't know if you saw in the trailer. I don't know if you remember, but like you can see that there's like people around him as well. So it's like the other people that are in with him apparently have also ancestors in the Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
So. Like it looks like they kind of go in with each other when they all are synced up into the Animus, That's kind of it's kind of interesting to see how they're gonna do with that.
So, do you think that what kind of rating are you going to give this based on the trailer alone? What do you expect from it?
I say a B minus.
I think I'm going to give it a C.
It's a very hard adaptation to do, going from video game to movie.
Not Assassin's Creed.
There has not yet to date been a very good adaptation going from video game to movie.
Whoa, Super Mario Brothers was fantastic.
Really? Hey, you better be joking. But I don't know. I'm really hoping that this movie will be good because that will kind of
Need for Speed with Aaron Paul. Come on.
Oh, actually, no. I mean, Warcraft was pretty good. I don't know if you saw that, but it was. I thought it was pretty good. But of course, I've never played the games. But people I went to see the movie with, they played it. Brandon and Zach, they played the games like diehard gamers for it. And they said it was pretty good as well. So they're more excited for what it can do, what the future of the movies can be.
Tomb Raider was pretty good. That's a good video. That's a good podcast. Video game to movie
adaptation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was definitely. I guess that's a good one. Yeah. But. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for this movie, and I say a B minus. I'm hoping a lot more than that once I have to see it. So, I mean, it's not till like December. I think the end of December is when it comes out. So I'm excited for that.
We only have one viewer, Garrett. That's kind of disappointing. I was kidding whenever I told them that 4 was our max, and that somebody either had to die or log off. I wasn't expecting you all to do that at one time. So, now here comes the emotional part of the podcast where we talk about, and by the way, this is going to have spoilers.
Spoiler out the ass.
Spoilers like crazy. If you haven't seen The Walking Dead from last night,
don't watch this last half of the show.
Watch this last half of the show after
you watch the season premiere.
Yes.
I watched the season premiere for just you, Triton, so I could talk about it with you.
And I wish you were here so that you could hug me for this next scene, for this next part. Getting all emotional thinking about all of that. And I guess, all right, so here starts the spoiler cast, okay? So don't... Spoiler! Man, you would be so messed up right now if we were drinking right now. For every time we said spoiler. So the way I was expecting this episode to start off was Negan with Lucille pointing the bat right at the face and saying "Mo," and then whack, and we see the person getting hit. No, we don't get that until.
No, we don't. Like I'm like, wait, did I miss something? Because I watched it on because I don't have AMC, so I watched it online because the first episode's free. You don't have to log in at all or anything like that. The premiere was free. Like you don't have to log in at all for AMC or anything like that. So, but I was like, did I miss something? Because I swear it started out a little differently from what I've heard, but.
But yeah, so you're there like after the fact that he bashed everyone's brains in, and to this point you're thinking, oh, there's only one person who got smashed in, and then you see blood on Rick's face, and he's just I'm gonna kill you, not today, not tomorrow, but I'm gonna. And then this episode in and of itself was. It's actually a beautiful episode. Like it's amazing how well it was directed, how well it was written, how well it was portrayed. This is actually one of my favorite episodes of The Walking Dead that I've ever seen. Because you watch Rick Grimes, the guy you've watched for 7 years, who was the leader, the commander, cannot be broken. He sticks to his own words. It's the Rictatorship is what he calls it. It's the Rictatorship, and no one is going to tell Rick no. No one is going to tell Rick what to do. Rick is the man with the plan who's going to execute it every time. This episode broke Rick, and it was
Negan broke him. Yeah,
Negan. Yes. It was like breaking a horse. It takes a while to break a horse, but Rick got broke by Negan because he threatened everything that he loved, and he did it with a smile on his face the entire time. A freaking smile on his face.
He was like Heath Ledger Joker style going on here. I mean, it was
that's the crazy thing is everyone wants to hate Negan. Everyone wants to. I mean. AMC wants you to hate Negan, but you love the guy because it's played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He's that's the biggest name going around the internet right now is Jeffrey Dean Morgan Negan, and
Lucille. You love to hate him, you hate to love him. I mean, it's we have perfect balance.
At Fall Creek, we got a bunch of little objects that are just laying around like relics and stuff, and I found this wooden post, and I named it Lucille. I just need to wrap barbed wire around it, and we're good. I mean, I don't have a baseball bat, but I guarantee that at this next Comic-Con, or actually, how many Negans were at Comic-Con this year, Garrett, in Kansas City?
Negan? I didn't see any actually.
You didn't see anybody walking around with a baseball bat?
Well, I saw a lot of Harley Quinn. That's about it. I didn't see a lot of Negans.
It'll start happening though.
I bet now. This next coming year, yeah, I think it will.
Halloween. Oh, damn it. I forgot to wear my Daryl vest for this podcast. I wore it last night while I was watching The Walking Dead. And there for a little bit, I got really nervous because Daryl is one of my favorite characters like everybody else. And after he punched Negan in the face, I freaked out a little bit. I was like, oh, God. Oh, no. Daryl's going to get Lucille to the face. The internet's going to riot. No. And then this little fucking scarred guy who's got Daryl's bow puts his crossbow up to his head and says, I'll do it for you, boss. I'll do it. Just say the word. I'm like, oh, God, no, he's going to get shot with his own bow. Tiffany, he's going to get shot with his own bow. Tiffany! Are you watching this? He's going to get shot with his own bow.
Poetic justice.
And Tiffany was like, shh. While she's like this the entire time, like, oh my God. And she's trying not to cry. And I'm trying not to cry because we watched one of my other favorite characters, Abraham, get his head bashed in with Lucille.
Dude, and he didn't just hit him to kill him. He hit him to make them where they're no longer identifiable.
Yeah. The first hit, I mean, bam, right on top of the head. And you're just like, oh my God. And he goes down to his hands and knees, of course, but he gets back up and then he does the most Abraham thing you could think, and he doesn't even do it like he goes, suck my nuts. And then he's just like, if you've watched The Walking Dead, Abraham has some of the most crazy lines in the world ever. And Abraham, in the end, died in the most Abraham way. Chest up, because everyone else was hunched over and just broken and sad and all this other stuff. But there's Abraham, chest out, ready to take whatever it was for the group. That's right. But no, he was the one who was up, who would take the sacrifice for the group if it was to save the rest of the group. He would sacrifice himself to make sure that the group is fine. And that is one reason why I love Abraham, because he's that guy. I mean, when he's on a mission, he makes sure that it gets done. That's how we were introduced to Abraham 3 seasons ago. He was going to Washington D.C. to get mullet guy. Oh shit, what's his name? All this hustle and bustle, I forgot his name. Anyways, come to find out he's not a real scientist and blah 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 blah. But you know, we see the more tender side of Abraham come out after he gets to Alexandria. He falls in love and all this other stuff, and you know, but he's still the badass when it comes to killing zombies, when it comes to defending the group, when it comes to everything. Abraham's going to be there, and to see him get Lucille to the head top side and then just smashing him, and he's just going to town. And I was really expecting one of the groups, one of the members, to say, "All right, he's had enough, he's dead." But you know, the reason why people aren't hating Negan right now is because Rick and the gang made a mistake. They had their chest up too high. They thought that they were unstoppable.
They tried to bite off the head of the snake, not figure out what kind of snake it was.
And if you look at it from Negan's standpoint, Negan's the good guy. Because his group is being attacked by this other group who he knows nothing about. And not knowing that it's huge amount of people that Negan controls, and his people are getting killed. Now, if that was to happen to Rick and the gang, somebody attacked Alexandria, they're going to go get him. No, instead they're trying to get more resources from this place called the Hilltop. That's why the real reason why they attacked him was to kill Negan. And they thought Negan was in that little observatory or whatever it was. And little did they know that that's not even true, and that just pissed off Negan, so he's got to find him. And he's got to do his part to make sure
whatever it takes
everyone
to
knows
get everything right. Yeah.
the boss. And so, we see that in the clip for the next episode that Rick admits defeat. He says Negan's the boss now. You listen to what he says, and blah blah blah. Next episode is going to be interesting, but there were repercussions after Abraham's death. We're going to step back.
Which throughout the whole episode, it does that though too. Like it was actually a pretty good episode in general, just in forms of how they formatted it, where it starts off kind of like what happened, like someone died. Then you got to figure out as you go, Rick has like flashbacks of that whole time because, Negan and Rick went off with a little joyride,
And we thought that he was going to get his hand cut off, or I did. And I know a lot of other fans were thinking the same thing, was he's going to go into that trailer, he's going to get his hand cut off, and Rick's going to get his little hook hand.
Yeah, because he's actually supposed to have that, isn't he?
Yes, by here pretty soon he should. The creator of The Walking Dead was on Talking Dead last night and said that he regrets the way Abraham was killed in the comic books, because the way he was killed was the way one of the little side characters was killed. She got an arrow to the back of the head and it came out of her eye, and that's how she died. That's how Abraham died in the comic books. And he didn't like that, so he wanted to change it up in the series and make him die in the most Abraham way, and by getting Lucille to the head by defending the group. And ironically, I had a headache like crazy last night, and I have a small one still right here, and I've been joking all day that I got hit in the head with Lucille, in the head and in the gut and in the heart, because the repercussions of Abraham dying was Daryl stood up, punched Negan square in the face.
No, that was someone else.
No, he punched Negan in the face.
No, someone else died because Daryl punched Negan in the face.
The repercussions of afterwards, whenever Abraham died, after he saw that, he punched Negan in the face, and then we see that little episode go out, and then he says, "Well, we got to stop it right here," and then whack right on top of Glenn's head, and that hit me in the heart. Hit me in the heart real hard. Tears almost started flowing out of my eyes, but I noticed that somebody was chopping onions beside me, and I wasn't actually crying, so it was okay. And it's very, because then you hear Maggie cry, and you see Glenn's face, and he's got an eyeball popping out, and he hit him hard. And
dude, his forehead was completely smashed in.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But he's looking at his wife, saying Maggie, Maggie, and he can't really say it normally because he got the living shit beat out of him. And I thought that he said, I love you. And I was like, oh, how sweet is that? His last words are, I love you. But actually, he says, I'll find you, which means this life or the next, Glenn and Abraham will both still be on the show. Not physically, but they'll what they wanted to accomplish will still be there. And with the fact that Maggie's pregnant, she's having complications, yes, but I think that she'll pull through. We'll see a little Glenn running around here in a little bit, and that'll be, Maggie saving grace if she makes it this far, because there was a deleted scene that actually showed her getting Lucille to the head, to where he said that she was a fighter and stuff like that because she spit blood at him, and she was supposed to be the original victim, but I think they changed that up. Because everybody, if you remember, got a little Lucille.
Yeah, I was wondering what was happening there. I was like, they all got hit in the head. Like there was a scene where all of them, each one got hit in the head by it.
Well, that's just the beauty of the directing and of that particular episode, because all it took for Rick, because we were looking at it through Rick's point of view, and so all it took for Rick to think about that stuff was, just imagine what else could happen, is what Negan says. Just imagine the things that could still happen if you don't get my axe. And so he sees Michonne get hit. He sees Maggie get hit. He sees Carl get hit. And that, you don't mess with Carl. And yeah, oh my gosh. So much at one time. This episode was jam-packed full of everything. And we see all this stuff play out.
I mean, and after all that, him trying to get Rick to, get my axe, go get it. If you don't get it, something else is going to happen, and a horde of zombies. I mean, zombies are all around their little RV, and
yeah.
And after all that, even after, Glenn, after Abraham, and then, him having to go out and get this stupid little hatchet to bring back to Negan, Negan still could see that there's that defiant, eye, that defiant Rick's face. It's
Rick
like
completely broken yet. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, no, you're not broken yet, are you? You're still a fighting Bronco, aren't you? Well, guess what? I got a way to knock you down completely, just break you.
Oh, yeah.
And then what does he do after that, Trenton?
Well, the fact that we're going to get back on that horde of zombie or walkers. For a moment there, I thought we were going to lose Rick. I was like,
yeah, it looked like I looked like he was going to go,
there was
pretty close.
He was about to get bit, and I was like, oh my god, no, I don't want to watch. I don't want to. And then this hanging walkers. He's Stretch Armstrong walkers, what they called them in The Talking Dead. But there's Negan. He saves Rick from the horde of zombies by shooting all these people. He said, "Hey, get my axe."
I think Negan, he was pretty much toying with Rick the whole time on that part, because he's just making him think, oh, I might die here. Nope, never mind. He saved me. Crap. Now that going from trying to get back to the RV.
I saw a meme that said that. But you got the RV, huh? From Ant-Man.
Yeah.
But this episode is definitely the beginning of something new for the group, something that's going to be different that we have not seen yet. We're going to see a whole new side of Maggie. I know that for sure.
She's going to be a walking time bomb.
I think what's going to happen with Maggie is she's going to snap. And I don't think she's... I don't think she's going to make it past this season. She's lost everything. She's literally lost everything.
Probably going to be times where she's going to try killing herself, maybe.
She's lost her dad. And she's lost her sister. She lost her farm. And now she's lost her husband. And there's a chance that she might have lost her child.
She might lose her child too.
And if that doesn't bring a person to a point of absolute rage and absolute just not wanting anything out of life, I don't know what will. Maggie is probably the strongest person on the show. But we're going to see a whole new side of Maggie. Let's see. They showed Ezekiel. He's coming up on this next episode. We're going to see the kingdom. And I'm kind of excited to see it because I haven't read the comics. All I know is what some of the people in the comics have told me and what I've read online. But this guy's got a tiger. I mean, Ezekiel owns a tiger.
What?
Yes, he has a tiger. I'm really excited to see this guy. I don't know if he's a good guy or if he's a bad guy, what he's going to do, what he's got in plan, what his plot and the story is going to be for Rick and the gang. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm really hoping that Carol gets back with the group somehow. And she does the most. Hopefully, she does what Carol normally does and does some badass stuff, and finds a way to kill Negan. But the person who I want to see kill Negan is Maggie herself. I want to see Maggie take Lucille and smack the crap out of Negan. I think that would be the most poetic justice way of killing him. That would be, I mean, I don't want to see Negan die for the most part. I do, but I don't, because he's such a good guy, but he's also a bad guy. Because what really made me not like Negan was the fact that he almost made Rick cut off Carl's hand.
Yeah, that's the point where he broke Rick. I think
that is where he broke Rick. Yes,
and you can just tell in Rick's voice, he's like, "Just don't make me do that. Don't make me do that." I don't want
hand. It could be my hand. Just make it be me. I'll do it. And
I thought he was gonna make him do it too. I thought he was gonna have him do it.
I did too, and you see how strong Carl is in that point too. Like, Carl is now the glue that holds this group together. He's the future. He's gonna be the next Rick. When Rick Grimes dies, it's gonna be Carl.
See, that's what I was talking with one of the guys I work with. He watches Walking Dead. I was telling him, like, I bet because they can kill Rick off if they want to, but I think they're gonna kill him. If they do kill him, they're probably gonna kill him in the last season. And
they're gonna kill him in front of Carl.
I bet Carl will be. He's gonna be the new Rick. He's gonna be the new leader. So I mean,
you see Carl in that moment right there. Say, Dad, just do it. I know you have to do it. And he's only looking for the betterment of the group too, and he's willing to accept that yes, this has to happen, and he's strong enough to know he can do it, and that it'll happen. And I'm like, I wouldn't have that. I'd be like, no, don't cut off my arm, Daddy. Please don't cut my arm off. I don't want to get my arm cut off. And I'd be a little girl in that situation. So I've made a few predictions during this time. I think I have a bad feeling that Maggie's not going to be here much longer.
I think I can see that. I think she'll either try to go off and get Negan by herself a couple times, probably sneak off and try doing that and get some trouble with some walkers maybe, or with Negan's guys.
That's the thing is the group won't allow Maggie to do it by herself. There's always going to be at least one person that's going to be right next to Maggie the entire time.
What's the one that said that she was going to help Maggie, going to watch her?
Both all of them.
Huh? What's her name? It's the black woman, right? The one with not the one with the dreads.
Not Michonne. It's Oh my God! There's so many characters. It was worse than Game of Thrones.
Speaking of that, I think that's what Negan is kind of like. He's kind of like Cersei. Like you absolutely hate her, but like you understand where she's coming from.
Not even a little bit. I can't stand Cersei Lannister. She's almost
Really?
as bad as Joffrey.
No, I maybe in the more of the early seasons, but anyways, I digress.
Purple. We lost a viewer because you got off on the Game of Thrones rabbit hole. Thanks a lot.
Oh, don't even put that on me.
And what I thought was funny was everyone thinks Norman Reedus thought everyone was going to hate him because he's the reason why Glenn died. If it wasn't for Daryl punching, and even Jeffrey Dean Morgan said this in The Talking Dead. He said, "Hey, Glenn would still be alive if it wasn't for Daryl punching me in the face." I'm just saying. Norman Reedus got up. He's like, "You mother." What's funny though is that Norman Reedus and Jeffrey Dean Morgan kind of have this little bromance going on right now because they're both in the show Ride with Norman Reedus, and so like they hang out together all the time, which is kind of cool, kind of funny at the same time. I think that's another reason why I like. I follow Norman Reedus on Instagram, and he's always posting stuff. So it's kind of funny knowing that the good guy and the bad guy are hanging out together, riding motorcycles, looking like badasses. But Gary, are you going to be able to watch the rest of this season?
I don't know yet. I mean, I would like to try, but I don't have any way at the moment to watch it.
Well, I know this much. We're going to make this a weekly installment. We're not going to go as in depth tonight as we did tonight. But we will have, if anything, we can make it another show to where we do a walking, or either if you do end up start watching Walking Dead, we'll do a dead cast or something like that. That's what we'll call it, the dead cast.
Well, we can do like we did Game of Thrones, just have a section for it.
Yeah, we can do that. And because I plan on watching Walking Dead more than I did the Game of Thrones. Even if it means that I have to stay up at 2:30 in the morning watching it. Because I like the show.
That's the thing though, like I have maybe watched 3 or 4 episodes of Walking Dead total. And I'm not very lost at all, to be honest. I mean, there's probably some character development that I've missed, of course. That's kind of
a lot.
There's that, but otherwise, besides storyline, though, I don't think I missed a lot. The only thing I missed was character development.
You've missed the governor. You've missed...
Yeah, but I missed character development. I mean, that's about it. I mean, that's when I can, you missed Tyrese storyline. Dying. It doesn't, huh?
You missed Tyrese dying. You missed. There was a lot, man. Like Shane. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I know.
You'll love it. I guarantee it. Once you start watching it,
hopefully
you're not going to stop.
Hopefully, I can at least watch the new season, so we can at least talk like this.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it'd just be you talking. But
that's okay. There's a lot of times when it's just you talking, so I like to have the spotlight once in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what I was gonna say. I think Daryl at the end of this season, he is going to be missing a few limbs.
I think you might be right.
He's definitely gonna be missing a couple digits. I feel like maybe an ear. I was telling some of the guys I work with because they watch Walking Dead. Because he used to collect ears, right? I mean,
yeah, that would actually be kind of poetic if he.
Maybe he's gonna be missing the ear. That might be one of the first things that Negan cuts off of him, because maybe Maggie tries to do something, so Negan has to, kind of
What I think is
remind
going to
Rick,
happen
hey,
is
keep your people in check.
I think Rick and the gang's going to go look for Daryl before they try to kill Negan.
Yeah, but I mean, because Maggie's a loose cannon, so I think she's going to do something that they're going to regret, and Negan's going to drop off a piece of Daryl to remind them, hey, if we got someone, stay in line.
This is going to be a crazy episode. This next episode is going to be crazy. But until then, I've almost lost my voice. And I think we pretty much covered everything about that.
I think we did.
If you guys have any kind
of talk about,
I don't think so. But if you guys have any predictions for this for Walking Dead, put them in the comments below. We'll talk about them next week if you do. We're also going to try Halloween. Oh yeah.
Next Monday's Halloween.
We might have a later podcast or maybe an earlier.
Which is fine.
I work at 8 a.m. that day. I start work at like 8 in the morning that day, and I work till 5.
What about the girls? Are you guys going out trick or treating?
Yeah, I work till probably around 5 o'clock or earlier. And
I don't know if Tiff was gonna go out trick or treating or something before then.
No, we're gonna try to go all out together because I'm looking forward to doing it. I didn't get to do it last year with the girls. I want to try to do it this year with the girls. So, all right.
We can have a later
next week
or something.
Well, yeah, we can try to do it. We'll try to do a Halloween special.
Yeah. Maybe next month we can do our
movie death match
movie death match like we did this month.
Yeah, we'll pick a new trailer or pick a new genre and everything because I couldn't find a good
hated
thriller.
That genre.
It's not that I hated it. It's just I didn't have time to.
Oh, actually, I just remembered. I watched Halloween and Jeepers Creepers. Dude, Halloween is messed up.
Wait, the old one from like 1980?
No, the remake. The recent remake of Halloween.
The Rob Zombie one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen those. I've only seen the 1980s ones. I love those.
We couldn't find the 1980s one on Amazon Prime, which we were sad. We saw every other Halloween freaking movie, but we couldn't find the original Halloween.
Well.
Yeah. And Jeepers Creepers. Watch Jeepers Creepers as well. That wasn't as good.
Well, I think we're going to wrap it up here. It's been about an hour and a half long podcast. Next week we'll be talking more Walking Dead.
I don't know what else we'll be talking about, but you'd be surprised probably.
Oh yeah, we'll find something to talk about. We always do. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video. You don't have to subscribe to this video, but subscribe to Critically Awesome. That'd be amazing. If you don't know anybody who is not subscribed yet, go ahead and tell them to subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. We're only at 54 subscribers. We'd like to have more. We've got Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. You can like us on those. And we'll see you guys next week. Garrett, you got anything?
No, just definitely follow us on our social medias, as well as our channel. I know this past month past couple weeks we've been kind of hiatus, but hopefully we won't for a while. So we'll definitely see you guys next week on Monday late, probably on Halloween. Hopefully, maybe have. Maybe talk about some of our favorite horror movies or something. Maybe some of the scary or the Halloween movies that we enjoy. That we enjoy watching every Halloween. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and we'll definitely see you guys next week on our podcast.
Yep, we had a little surprise viewer come in, or surprise. She came in, and then we have Ashley here too. So next week, we're gonna choose our movie deathmatch,
movie deathmatch genre.
and then we will see you guys next week. So don't forget, guys, stay awesome.
See you guys.